Hey, what's going on, universe? Um, I'm here, and you would never believe what happened. After some years of searching for, I happened to go one day, and I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is I am going to fill out, for the DNAancestry.com, and I'm going to submit a sample, and I just want to see where it is that my people come from. I just want to know where it is that I come from, know what my lineage was like, knowing that I never met my biological father. And I was only told a little about him. So it so happens that this makes me believe that there is a such thing as divine timing. There is a such thing as uh, us all being connected in the universe, right? And so what happened is that after all this time, here we are approximately a year later. The other night, I received a email from DNAancestry.com, and it was from one of the matches that connected me, that linked me as a first cousin. So I had messaged her. About a year ago, and when she responded back, she said, just message me, write me on Instagram, and we'll try to connect the dots from there. So sure enough, I started to tell a little bit about my story, about my background, where I was from, what I knew about my father. And she says, I wouldn't know a whole bunch, but she says, I do know that the name is a common name, it's a family name, and it's very common, but I could talk to my dad. She got her dad on the phone. He heard my story. He so happened to be a history teacher, and he taught in the city of Miami, Florida, where my dad was from. Okay, so he pulled up an article and sent it to me, had her send it to me. And sure enough, right where my mom described that my father was gunned down, the same details, the same under the same circumstances, the article popped up. And so the young lady there, although that was very much so my cousin, and her dad only had limited information because although that was his half brother, who would have been my biological father was his half brother, he didn't know a lot of information about him because he was not raised up with him. But it so happened to be that it was indeed my family. But he said, you know what? But I believe that this young lady here inside of the newspaper article, she might be able to better assist you. So I started Googling and I looked over the newspaper article, and I saw a name that kept popping out to me. And that last name, was another last name that was also on the list from the DNA Ancestry. He was a match as a third cousin. So there we were linked once again. So he and the young lady inside the newspaper article, who is also a cousin of mine, they have the same last name. So I message her, and I start telling her, hey, look, did you know a guy by the name of Jimmy, such and such, from Overtown, Miami? He was murdered in such and such a year. And she just was like, oh my gosh, hold on. And I just started giving her details and started describing him and started describing such and such. She says, let me get my mom on the phone. So it gets better than this. So as she gets her mom on the phone, she says, oh my gosh, I know your mom. I knew your mom very well. Me and your mom were really good friends, okay? And your mom was my brother's girlfriend. And she must have been pregnant at the time, right prior to him passing away. That's what happened. So it turns out that I also had a brother, and he would have been the same age as me. Same dads, different moms. He would have been the same age as me. So my dad was a womanizer. He got around. He was a pimp. And that's nothing pretty. we would have been the same age. And you know, the craziest thing about it is in my spirit, for the longest time, I always felt like, you know, maybe there's someone that I was connected to, you know, that I just didn't know of. And I just never let it down because I just sensed it in my soul for the longest time. And sure enough, I had a brother, and his name was also Jimmy, after my biological father. So it turns out that on the same block where my father was gunned down and killed at 19 years of age, Jimmy, 14 years later, my brother, at the age 15, he was gunned down on that same block in Miami. And so then, after that, hello. And so then after that, good morning. So then after that, you know, they kind of, you know, put pieces together. And so then I also have another surviving sister, and she's the older sister. She's 34, and she lives in ATL. She lives in Atlanta. Looks just like me. The brother looked just like me. The dad looked just like me, honey. That's where the whole, you know, very structured shit. You know, the whole black chocolateness, you know, the whole my needing glasses to be able to see, the eyes. You ever looked at somebody and said, oh my gosh, it's like like you're looking inside of a mirror. That's what it was like for me, looking back at him inside of the pictures. And so then I also met my first aunt, and then my biological father's mother is still alive. But she would not remember me because after he was gunned down, it brought on, she had a nervous breakdown. And it brought on dementia. You know, dementia is a type of memory loss, and so that's what she went through. And so even though she would greet me and she'll probably acknowledge me, she would not remember who I was, you know. She won't remember who I am afterwards. Now here is the tea. It gets even better than this. Here's the thing. It just so happens that my biological father's sister and mother lived here for 5 years now in the same city where I am, and I've been here for 7 years, and we don't live that far from each other. What are the odds of that? Isn't that crazy? We're all connected in the universe. So it turns out that my aunt, my biological father's sister, has 13 kids. So I have a heck of a lot of cousins and second cousins and third cousins and nieces and nephews and a whole nother side of a family. But here's the thing about it. I at least want to meet my aunt, and I want to meet my my grandmother and spend some time with them, because there's no telling how much time she might have on this earth, and at least I can get to say that I've met them, right? Now, although I showed them a before picture, I don't think it dawned on her, hey, look, you know, this is actually me that I'm showing you in the picture, because I showed her one of my old pictures, you know, what we call, you know, back before my pre-transition, back like maybe 4 years ago. And so I don't think it dawned on my cousin, hey, look, this is who I am. So she just sees a person that looks like her cousin, and she sees that we resemble a lot, my sister. So I thought that was beautiful. And that I thought was amazing, you know. And it's just this odd feeling when you see somebody that, although you don't know them at all, you know because you know that you're related. You know that, and I just really believe that, you know, that to be possible, because I believe that the blood, you know, of your relatives, of your ancestors, you know, the people you are related to and connected to, you know, you're drawn and you're linked together. So I think we were destined to meet all this time, you know, in this universe at this time. And here I am, 31 years of age, and I am just meeting them now. Now, the only thing that I am, you know, I won't feel rejected, and even if it might hurt a little bit, I would completely understand, because although I have a small family, I have a family who loves me and accepts and embraces me for the most part for who I am. Now, it says on my profile on Facebook that I am a trans woman, that I am transgender. Now, I don't know if they really pay attention to detail, because a lot of people don't like to read. Now, honey, and I just want, I don't want to meet them in person and then there be some surprises. And, I don't want to come in contact with transphobia, so I really don't know what to do. And, it's unfortunate that I'm not so sure that I want to meet them in person, because I'm not sure how they would respond, or even if they would receive me in love, how my cousins, my older cousins, who are all adults and men, how they might perceive or receive me. So we in a bit of a situation here. But I think all in all, the most beautiful thing is that I can't believe that I found them. So I at least want to see my grandmother, and I want to see my aunt, if no one else. And I just wanted to say, if you ever thought of giving it a try, give DNA Ancestry a chance. Give it a try. For what, $54, and a mouth swab sample that was harmless. My DNA is forever, floating around in the universe and connecting me with people who are to come. And they're going to reach out to my relatives, and whoever receives me will receive me, and whoever doesn't, it doesn't, and that's their laws. But that's extremely crazy. So, thank you, DNAancestry.com. Thank you for helping me find my relatives. Thank you for, helping me piece together a piece of a puzzle, right? So I'm not so much as looking for, I don't come with any ulterior motives, any hidden motives, to make a spectacle. I'm not seeking anything but just to understand, who is who and what is what and where they came from. And I know now. So, I think I must have stayed up for hours and hours and hours last night talking to my aunt. And she's just like the realest, the coolest, honey, the baddest. Was such a queen and beautiful. And my cousin, like, I'm just so thankful, to have crossed paths. I just can't wait to see them in person. And I really want to see them. And like I said, after I saw them, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen when I meet them? So y'all wish me luck. And all the blessings in the world. Prayers going up. It is what it is. If they don't receive it, it's their loss. And all together, even if they do or they don't, I'll still be happy either way. Because I wasn't expecting it, But that's really crazy. So, if you've been hoping and you've been waiting on a miracle in the universe, if somehow you've been looking for your relatives or your loved ones, and perhaps maybe you've given up, don't give up, and continue to do your research. I didn't have any special, any big major leads, but you never know what you might find. So do your thing in DNA Ancestry. And my DNA 23andMe, all those that's going down, are really good sites. I was skeptical, but hey, the proof is right there. So it is what it is. All right, leave your comments if you want to. Speak, holla, share. Please share this. I hope that it inspires somebody. Subscribe and hit the notifications button so you can stay tuned, because I would like to definitely either go live or record that moment when I meet them. So, wish me luck.